Talks. Of course, you know who I am, Mr. Bix. Right now, I'm currently in room 807 in Miss John's room while we have some students here that's continuously talking while they don't need to talk right now. So say hey, everybody. Why you think I kept telling y'all to be quiet? Because you were talking. That's why. No. So right now we're gonna. She's not here. Who you need? Jay Stanley. He's on a split roster. I don't know where he's at. She. Huh? All right, so we're gonna bring in a friend of mine from Fort Valley State University, who's an entrepreneur, Jarvis Rutherford. I'm bringing him in now. Jarvis, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're loud and clear, Jarvis.
We in the game then. What's going on? How you doing, Mr. Bix?
Doing all right, man. This is a friend of mine from the Fort Valley State University. Owns his own business. He's gonna talk about entrepreneurship, branding, all that type of stuff. Jarvis, take it away.
Listen, I'm super excited to even be on this call with you this morning, Mr. Bix. I'm super excited to be connected with your class. I'm actually at the studio now, and we just trying to get some things together. But guys, I don't even know where to begin. You could kind of guide me a little bit, Mr. Bix. But like he said, I am an alum of Fort Valley State University. Uh, like a lot of you guys, I sat in the classroom and I did what I thought I was supposed to do. I talked to, I did what I thought I was supposed to do. Graduated high school, graduated middle school, high school, then went on to college, graduated college. But my journey was a little bit different. I wasn't 100% sure on what I wanted to do with my life. I wasn't 100% sure in what I wanted to do with my career. I knew I wanted to be successful. I knew that I wanted to be prosperous. I knew I wanted to be a millionaire. I knew I wanted all of these things, but to be completely honest, I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know what it took. I didn't know. I just knew I wanted to do those things. I knew I wanted to be the first millionaire in my family. I knew I wanted to be all of these things. And I'm gonna be honest, it didn't hit me until maybe 30. It didn't hit me till maybe 30 when I said, "This is it." And don't take my story or my journey and look at it like, man, I can't do that or I can't be that. But I was constantly being fired from jobs. I was constantly being laid off. I could never make it to work on time. I was unenthused when I got to work. It was just, and I did a lot of things. I taught school. I was in the school. I taught school for 3 years. Taught school for 3 years. I worked in sales. I worked for Home Depot. I did a lot. I worked for Comcast. I did a whole lot of jobs. Made some solid money, but it wasn't the type of money that I knew that I could make. It wasn't the type of lifestyle that I knew I wanted to live. I was still check to check. You know what I mean? I coached youth sports. I did all of these things, and I was still unfulfilled. And what I ended up doing was simplifying all of my talents, all of my skills, all of my abilities. I simplified those things and I focused on doing one thing. So at the time I'm 30, I'm 31 years old. I had a speed dating company. I had a home decor business. I had a music. I was working with music rappers. I was managing rappers. We had a songwriting artist development company, and then I was doing branding and marketing and graphic design, right? So I'm doing all 4 or 5 of these different things, and I know even as seventh and eighth grade, as middle school students, we have all of these ideas and all of these visions in our mind about what it is we want to do with our life. And for me, at the time, I thought that just being busy was a good thing. I thought that being busy was the way to go. And in reality, being busy with 4 to 5 different businesses actually kept me from getting to the bag. It kept me from getting to the bread. So once I realized that that's what was going on, and just to give you guys an illustration, my speed dating company required me. It was anchored in time. What does it mean to be anchored in time? Well, we have ships that are out in the water, and when the ship gets to a part where they want to hunker down, they want to sit still in the water and they don't want to move. What do? They drop their anchor into the water, and the ship sits still until the ship withdraws the anchor from the the bottom of the sea. So I had all of these businesses that were anchored in time. My speed dating business was anchored in time. My home decor business was anchored in time. My music, I'm sorry, that's a helicopter going over us. My music management, artist development business was anchored in time. Okay, Jarvis, what does it mean to be anchored in time? Just like that ship is anchored in water, well, those businesses, the only way that they could thrive and grow is if I invested the time. I had to be anchored. And the more money I made was dependent upon how much time I spent in that business. And a lot of you guys have these dreams, and a lot of those things are anchored in time. And I realized that the key to getting to the $1 million, or the key to at the time. So my goal now is have $1 million year. My goal then was just make six figures. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working in all of these businesses that required my time in order to make the money. And there was really no way for me to, I'm spending time at these speed dating events. I'm hosting these events. I'm putting them together. I'm coordinating. I'm finding venues to have them at. Meanwhile, I got my home decor business, and I need the time to make the pictures, make the pillows, make the different things. And then I got my music man. I need time to write the songs and find the beat and connect with the producer. All of those things were predicated in time. All of those things required my time. So if I'm spending all of my time at a speed dating event, how much money am I making in my home decor business? If I'm spending all my time in my home decor business, how much time am I spending writing music? Am I making money in music? No. So I realized I wasn't making money in these avenues, and the only thing that was able to make money while that wasn't anchored in time was my marketing and my branding business. I was able to make money without spending any time, or a limited amount of time. Money was making money for me. So I let all of that stuff go. I let the music stuff go. I let the the home decor stuff go. I let all of those things go, and I focused solely on working with entrepreneurs and business owners, helping them attract their ideal clients, helping them sell higher ticket items, helping them make more money, right? And that's through photography, videography, graphic design, logos, web design, messaging, strategy. That was all of those different things. Once I got that under control, my time freed up. I had more time to do more things, like spend time with my family, more time to travel, more time to, man, somebody must have got in trouble because this helicopter ain't going nowhere. Excuse me. But I had more time to do those things. So I'm saying all of this to say, when you're envisioning what you want to do, when you're envisioning where you want to go, when you're envisioning how excuse me, when you're envisioning how you want to get there, make sure that it's not anchored in time. Some of the things that you do, some of the things that you guys want to do requires your time. Some of you guys want to be whatever. It's going to require time. But the key to excuse me, the key to getting to the bag is finding a business, finding a lane, finding an opportunity that doesn't require a great deal of your time. I don't know. Questions coming in, Mr. Vic?
Say that one more time. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, okay. I'm reading the question. She says scholars would like to know this career
It's a
salary.
career salary, yeah.
What I am is who would I call myself? I am a master brand architect, meaning I take entrepreneurs, business owners that are struggling in entrepreneurship, struggling attracting their clients, they're struggling making money, they're struggling attracting their ideal clients, they're struggling getting to the bag, right? So when I first started this, I was probably making 30, 40, 50, $60,000 a year. Now I'm making north of $250,000. Last year we did $350,000 in sales revenue. So I mean but the ceiling is limitless. The ceiling is limitless. Again, so when I'm making 50, 60, $70,000, I was still working at the bank. I still had a job at the bank. But once the bank in 2019, my first year in business, I made it was about $100,000. My second year in business, it was about 250. I'm not gonna say my second year after quitting my job, giving this business my full time. It went from 250,000 in 2021. No, I'm sorry, in 2020 we did 250,000, and last year we did $350,000 in sales revenue. So but this year is more than that. You know what I'm saying? So every year, the better what I do, the more people I add to my team, the larger the territory that I can cover, the more money I can make. The more time that I have, the more money I can make. Anybody that's looking to get into this type of work, the sky is the limit. There's branding and marketing companies that are making $5, $6, $7, $8 million a year off one client. They could just have one client. So it's not oh, if I put in 40 hours a week, I'm gonna make this amount. No, there's some weeks I work 2 hours. There's some weeks I work 3 hours. There's some weeks I work 100 hours. There's some weeks I work 90 hours. There's some weeks, it just varies. But I love it's rewarding. The money, I live the life. I've traveled more in the last 2 years of my life than I've traveled my entire life. I've been to Mexico. I've been to South America. I've been from places with this business because my clients say, "Hey, Jarvis, we can't come to you. We'll fly you out to come and take pictures of our organizations. We'll fly you out to come and do a strategy session with our clients." Like it just the salary is limitless. It's limitless. It's all about your knowledge, how good you are at what you do, and the results that you provide.
All right, let me jump in right quick. Remember, kids, ask your teachers to type the quick questions in the chat box. No question is a stupid question unless you don't ask the question. Second of all, Mr. Hicks, that's insulting to put "Go Rams" in the chat because you went off in the state. Don't do that. That hurts my
I
feelings.
love that kid.
That hurts my feelings that you put on there. That we went off.
I love that kid. Whoever typed it, I love that kid.
That's a teacher. That's a teacher. That's a teacher.
That was a teacher. Shout out. I love that teacher. Yeah, I love that teacher.
So, kid, ask the questions. Put the questions that I promise we're going to try to get to as many as we can for you transition to connections. So let me ask you this. Are you able to give us the name of some clients that you've worked with?
Absolutely. I've worked with Coca-Cola. I've worked with Sprint. I've worked with T-Mobile. I've worked with, and these are just major clients, corporate Fortune 500s, Coca-Cola, T-Mobile, Sony. I work hand in hand with Emory University in their neurological dementia program. So I work hand in hand with Emory. Who do we just work with? I said Sony. I said we did a PlayStation 4 campaign. We did a PlayStation 5 campaign with Sony. We did some stuff with Jezebel magazine. That's an Atlanta-based magazine. I think that's it for the major companies. But I've worked with artists. Just finished the campaign with Atlantic Records. Just finished working with one of their artists, and that's why it's so crazy how life is full circle. For so many years, we were, working with these artists, shopping these artists to Atlantic Records. Here it is, 10 years later. I just made a post about it. Atlantic Records is calling me like, "Hey, Jarvis, we got this young artist. We want to give them the brand strategy. We want you to do his photos. We want you to do the creative campaign for his latest project." And it's just everything that we do, everything that you do, even in the 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, everything that you do is a stepping stone for where you're going to be. Nothing is. We may feel like we're wasting our time. We may, "Oh man, what am I doing this for? This is a waste of time. This is a waste of energy. This is a waste of and I don't know how faithful I can get on this call, but everything that you do is in His order, is in His plan for what you're doing. If that makes sense. Everything that you're doing now, there's a plan for it down the road, and you just gotta own every moment of every day, be the best, take advantage of every opportunity. Why am I in this class? This class is a waste of time. I guarantee you. I guarantee you will use this stuff. It will come into play. You will need this stuff down the road. And the only thing I ain't never used in high school was all that super math stuff, that trigonometry. I ain't never had to use that in my life, but the experiences, some of those classes, home economics, all of that stuff that I did in middle school that I used to ask my teacher, like, "Yo, this is stupid. I'm not doing this. I don't want to cook no biscuits. I don't want to dissect no frogs. I don't want to do none of that." And I have had to use all of those skills that I learned in middle and high school at some point in my life, other than trigonometry and calculus and all that other stuff.
Let me jump in. I got a couple questions for you from Miss One's.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to Miss Pickett. She can type in the chat box. What student want to know, when did you know when it was time to pull up Anchor?
When it was time to pull up the Anchor on those other businesses?
Yeah.
Honestly, Fabe, I wasn't making no money, man. I was making $5,000, $6,000 in this one business. I was anchored in time in 5 different businesses, and these 5 different businesses that I was anchored in time in, I wasn't making a whole lot of money. The moment I pulled up the Anchor was when I started to see more money in the one business. So when I focused on one thing, when I focused on one business, one line of business, and I gave it my all, is when I started. It's when I realized it was time to. I made a good choice in pulling up the Anchor, and I had to be in business probably about 4 or 5 years before that happened. I was the guy that was like, somebody, hey Jarvis, what do you do, man? I got this speed dating company. I got this, I got that. I do this, I do that. And to the common person, they're like, dang, bro, you busy. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm busy, but my bank account was like, bro, you ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? My bank account was like, you ain't doing nothing. So once I made the decision, I was at the moment in time was I was at a speed dating event. Nobody was at my speed dating event. I might have had like 2 or 3 people there registered, paid. I had spent all of this money. I think whoever won the speed dating event was going to. I think the event was like on a Thursday. I was sending the couple that won to the Falcons game that following Sunday. I had spent a whole lot of money on this one event. I had spent a whole lot of time marketing and branding this one event. And while I'm at this event, there's nobody there, right? My phone is ringing. I got a client looking for, hey, where's my logo? My phone is ringing like, hey, we trying to write tonight. We trying to have a session tonight. Are you available to come to the session? Couldn't come to the session because I was at. I got another client was looking for, hey, what time are you going to deliver my wall? When can I expect to receive my wall? I got money in all these different places that are calling me, but I'm not making money, like spending money, losing money. So it was that night when I made the decision. I'm letting everything go. I'm letting this music stuff go. I'm letting this speed dating go. I'm letting this home decor go. I'm letting all of this go. And I'm focusing on the business that makes me the most amount of money that doesn't require the most amount of time. So it was that night. It might have been. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't cut you off.
No, I was done. I was done.
Yeah, I got a couple quick hitters right quick. Miss Moore's class want to know if you're hiring.
Absolutely.
These 7th graders.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are.
Absolutely. If your parents could get you the skills, the people that I am working with on a day-to-day basis, I'm heavy in the entrepreneurship. Like I'm heavy. I'm working with some of the hardest hitting entrepreneurs in Atlanta. If you want to come in and get some hands-on training, absolutely, we'll hire you. I mean, it's a lot of brain work, but your mama got to, you know what I mean? It's a lot of work on your mama because you got to be available. You got to move.
Yep.
The summers are a great time to come in and learn, but I'm looking for another me. I'm looking to duplicate myself in someone else. And I would love to put me in a 7th grader or an 8th grader and just imagine the impact that a 7th or an 8th grader with my skill set could have in the marketplace. Imagine how big that story could be. Imagine the clients you could attract with that. Hey, I got an 8th grader that's shooting like this. I got an 8th grader that's developing brands like this. Nobody think, like, honestly, the world is in y'all right now. All this TikTok stuff, all of this, this is y'all. This is y'all's world. We just dinosaurs trying to live with you know what I mean? We just dinosaurs out here trying to live with y'all, trying to create with y'all, trying to compete with y'all. And you guys are the world. So I would love to bring a team of 7th graders on to run my social media marketing department. You guys know what the world wants to see. You guys know how to be creative. I don't know how to do that stuff. I mean, I do regular reels. Y'all do it. It's y'all that's doing this stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely hiring or looking to build a team of young, youthful entrepreneurs that want to make some money and make some impact in the world.
All right. 2 more questions before we get you out of here. Ms. DeVoe her scholar to know, what artist did you actually work with?
His name was Key. The guy I just worked with last week, his name was Kevo Money, 20-year-old guy out of Memphis. I wish I had the link to his video, but Kibo Money out of Memphis, run with Yo Gotti, part of that Yo Gotti clique, that Yo Gotti team. But yeah, that his name was Kibo Money.
All right, next one. What were your first steps to your current career? We already know how you narrowed it down, and how did you gain clients once you started your own branding business?
Okay, so ask the question again.
She wanted Miss Wright's class. Let me show it on the screen right here, so that way we can big time on here. What were your first steps to your career? Yeah.
That's a good question. The first steps was just honestly, I mean, branding is it started out just, you know, graphic design, creating logos, flyers, business cards. So to be honest, the first steps, we were doing a music management thing, and this was back when everybody didn't have a laptop, everybody didn't have a camera, everybody didn't have all of these things that everybody has now. And this wasn't a whole 100 years ago and nothing like that, but it just wasn't so. Everybody just wasn't ready like that. So getting a photo shoot was a lot more money, was a lot more expensive than it is now. Getting a flyer done was a lot more expensive than it was now. So what I did was, when it came to my artists, I said, hey guys, instead of us spending all of this money on flyers and on graphics and on logos and on all of this marketing stuff, I'm going to learn how to do it. So that was the first step in me starting my business, learning how to do it. I learned Photoshop. I learned Adobe. I learned Illustrator. I learned After Effects. I learned Premiere Pro. I learned the entire Adobe suite. And then I've always been connected to the music game. I've always been connected. So I got an opportunity to see how businesses were branding. I got an opportunity to see how businesses were doing and how artists were moving. So I really just did what I saw, and I added my touch to it. And that's really how it took off. So when it came to businesses, you know, I'm looking at billboards just like you look at billboards, but I look at billboards a little bit differently. I looked at signage, store signage. I looked at commercials the same way that you looked at commercials. I just looked at them a little bit differently, and I was able to develop my own flair for it, and create a client attraction strategy by watching what other people were doing. And that's really how I kind of got started.
All right, next question I posted for you. What are 3 most important habits of becoming a successful entrepreneur?
3 important habits to being a successful entrepreneur. The number one thing is to be focused. And so a habit is creating a routine. Every day, do the same exact thing. You wake up, you know, this is what you do. And you really create that routine at night. You know, I create what I'm gonna do tomorrow, I'm going to write it down tonight. When I wake up in the morning, I'm going to execute the things that are written down. So the first thing is creating a routine. The second thing of being a success is watching your words. Watching your words. Words have power. You're gonna hear your parents say this stuff. You're gonna hear people say this all the time. Your words have power. If you say you can't do it, guess what? You can't do it. If you say you can do it, guess what? You can do it. If you say that's not gonna happen, guess what? That's not gonna happen. If you say it's gonna happen, guess what? It is gonna happen. So your words have power, regardless if you think they don't or not. Watching your words. The last thing is, you guys ever seen Men in Black? I don't know. That movie might be too old for y'all. But Men in Black is a movie about these 2 guys. They went and chasing aliens all over town. And there was this one alien in particular where this alien, something where they had to forget. They had to be able to forget what just happened. And they had this little device, and they would scan it by your eyes, and the guys will forget whatever happened within the last 24 hours. Or what, I can't remember what it was. But you have to be able to forget the losses and move forward. It's called resiliency. You got to be resilient. You're going to take some L's, you're going to fall, you're going to get bumps, you're going to get bruises, you're going to get embarrassed, you're going to get hurt, you're going to get all of these things, and you have to be resilient enough to get back up the next day and take your losses and figure out what it was, what did you do wrong, and how do you keep from it happening again. So develop a healthy routine, watch your words, and be resilient. Those will be my 3 habits of being a successful entrepreneur.
All right. Well, last question before we get you out of for real. No lie. Okay. All right. So
no, you good, bro. I got time. You good. So I mean, I know y'all might, but I'm good. So it's no hurry on my end.
All right. Social media. They want to know what's your social media.
I'm on social media. Brand New Consulting Group. That's the name of my company. Brand new consulting group. When I started it, I wanted to brand people brand new. So brand new consulting group. I also wanted people to think I had a team of individuals with me. When I started this company, it was just me. So I was brand new consulting group. Now we got team. We got team all over the country, but it's brand new consulting group. That's on Instagram. That's on TikTok. That's on my TikTok week. So y'all don't talk about me. If y'all want to reach out to me and let's put something together, let's put a team together. My TikTok is weak, so I'm open to suggestions, tips, whatever we need to do to make the TikTok not look so weak. But Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, brand new consulting group.
Man, Jarvis, I appreciate you taking time out your busy schedule. You know, I need about $20.
Nah, man, you good.
So we appreciate you coming on, man. Kids, scholars, like I said, the video link will be available. It's already available now on YouTube. If you missed anything or forgot something, you can check it on the YouTube. Go on the Baby and Vix, click on the YouTube video, or ask the teacher for the link, and you can post it.
Sound good. I want to get the link, so I'll reach out to you to grab it.
I appreciate it. All right, I'll see you on
y'all be good.
All right. Appreciate
all right, brother. Y'all have a good one.
All right,
no problem.
All right, this be the end of our table talk. Like I say, we're gonna do job showcases whenever we can get them in. I hope this is insightful to you all for trying to for those that said they want to be an entrepreneur, based on their answers on our advisement questions. So I appreciate y'all actually truthful and honestly. I hope this answers some questions that you had about owning your own business. Like I said, Jarvis went to the Fort Valley State University Wildcat, not Rams of Goats, Mr. Hicks. All right, y'all. See you in the hallway. We'll holler.